Hey everyone, it's Loot Wizard here with another video on Gems of War, and actually I'm only going to be covering the class right here and my thoughts on it, the Slayer class. We got a new one, and then I'm going to be streaming here as soon as I upload this video for about an hour over on Twitch, so you can go ahead and watch my stream if you have the time. And over on Twitch, I am over there, Twitch TV / the Loot Wizard. So yeah, let's get right into this, and then we'll get on to the stream. So my thoughts on this class right away is that it's not that great, honestly. We already do have classes that do a lot of what this class does and better, but this class is considered dwarf, so but it's not the first dwarf class that we've gotten. So out of the two, I will compare those quickly. And so if we go to our troops, we look at the class, and we have, where is it? The Rune Priest, right? That is the dwarf class that we've had for a while now. And I would say this class is better if you look at its traits or talents. Its talents, it has a lot of good stuff here, okay? So it has impact, which inflicts stun when enemies deal skull damage to it, which is great. It gains barrier at the start of the battle, and it can add 20% of armor to skull damage. And it has rock solid, which is one of the greatest defense talents that any class can have, which is gain barrier when matching brown gems. It has Tree of Knowledge, which is fantastic for a lot of these different classes because you can enchant your weapon by simply matching green gems. It does have Savior. When an ally dies, barrier another random ally, which I would pick Rock Solid over that, but that is still something that is pretty decent. Banishment is kind of decent for certain events. And, of course, the final thing down here, Fortitude, which I have not yet unlocked, but it is a fantastic talent to have on any class because it means that your class, your hero, is going to be immune to stun, poison, disease, deathmark, and devour. So that's really good. Now let's compare that to the newest class they just released, the Slayer, which is the other dwarf class. And let's go ahead and look at its talents. So at the top here, we got Ferocity, which Ferocity I think is the best one out of these three, and it's still not really that great. Counterattack, Chill of Death, Fireproof. You know, I go with counterattack simply because you really got the attack here that you're increasing, so. We look at the third row. Really, there isn't anything great. There isn't anything really great. In the next row, creating an ice storm or firestorm at the start of battle. I mean, it has its uses, but I wouldn't say that it's really better than the Rune Priest for what it does. The next line of talents here really is not great either. You have Steal 2 life from the first enemy on 4 or 5 matches. Life Siphon, which is probably the best one out of those three, but they're all bad. Bloodthirsty, become enraged in 4 or 5 matches. It's okay. Deathmark, a random enemy at the start of battle. And then you have gain bonus to red mana. So this row right here for level 70 has some okay options. But again, it takes you all the way to get to 70 in order to get a few, okay options. Rest of this stuff really isn't going to be great, honestly. And it doesn't even have mana source, which is to start the battles with 50% mana. So you're going to have to rely on the legendary dwarf troop, High King, in order to get this thing to start with 50% mana. Now, looking at the last set of traits here, or talents. I keep calling them traits for some reason. It's talents. It says right up here, talent trees. So, the best thing here is Fireblade, and the last one, which is deal triple skull damage to burning enemies. And the rest of these are not good at all. So, but there are other classes that do have this, and I think there's better classes that have the deal triple skull damage to burning enemies. If I'm not mistaken, the dragon class has that as well, and that is still a class I haven't fully leveled up. But if we take a look at it, it does have Fireblade, so I was correct about that. But you know, it has a lot better talents down the rest of its tree. It has Vanguard, it has Razor Armor, it has Savior, Banishment, and then Fireblade. So I would say that if you want to do with the triple skull damage on any class, this is probably a really good one to do. And also with its traits, it reduces damage from skulls by 40%, and since you want to have it at the top spot, if you're going to do that triple damage to burning, you're going to put it at the top spot. So that is good that it has that skull reduction into its traits. Now if we go back and we compare that to the Slayer, we look at its traits, we do not have any skull damage reduction here. And honestly, its traits aren't really that good either. So yeah, there's much better options. This will probably be one of the last classes that I ever try to level, simply because it's just not worth it to spend the time leveling this class up. So those are my thoughts on the new class, guys, and yeah, that about wraps this video up. And like I said, if you are going to be watching this video as soon as I upload it, I will be streaming for an hour or so over on Twitch TV. So feel free to check me out over there. And thanks for watching as always, guys. And I will see you in the next upload.